Hey, good morning, everybody.
Morning, everyone.
I just stole your line again.
You did. You did.
I was trying to be conscious of that, and I failed.
This is what happens when you start on Monday morning.
This is what happens. Why do we have
This,
Mondays?
this is why we run these drills.
I know.
Kevin here.
I'm Joe. Bear with us, guys. But Schitt's Creek season 5, we made it last season 6.
Six. This is season 6.
Oof.
Yeah.
Like I said, rough Monday, but we're here.
We're here for
We're alive.
episode 3 of season 6
And we're
of
enjoying
Schitt's Creek.
it. This has been a great season so far.
This is a savor the end of it kind of thing.
It is, and I'm bummed out about it because we just finished
right.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend this week. But Schitt's Creek
I
was one of our
know.
first shows.
Yeah.
It's like this is one of the best shows that we're watching too.
It is. This is definitely the show. Like people have said now that you've watched all of Crazy Ex and go back and binge it because you should. I'm like, I'm not going to immediately. I will eventually because I want to see that journey. But this is the one I really want to get done and then just go back and binge it.
I think
this is
right.
the show.
So Crazy Ex is a little heavier.
For sure, 100%.
This is more. Well, for one, this is shorter, but also it's I don't know. It just makes you feel good, you know?
Yeah, this is definitely more of a feel-good show than Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. This is a comfort show. I'm a big fan of comfort shows.
Me too.
When I feel like taking a nap, when I'm having a long day, when I'm stressed, when I'm doing other things, and I want a background show that makes me feel good to be alive.
Something to
Parks and Rec has been one of those shows for me.
Yes.
The Office, certain seasons of that one has been one of those shows for me. I feel like Schitt's Creek is right there as far as comfort shows.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the concept of a comfort show.
Well, I said a couple weeks ago, I was like, how come this is not held in the same regard as The Office or Parks and Rec? And somebody gladly corrected me. They're like, it has more Emmys than The Office.
Yeah, it does.
More acclaim than The Office.
Yeah, it's so weird because like the acclaim came so late to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the show was, and I wasn't watching at the time, but I wasn't aware of the show until it was on Netflix in like season 5, coming up towards the end, when all of a sudden everyone's like, why isn't everybody watching this show? And then I think they're right. I think people did. I think the last 2 seasons, and we were around pandemic time then.
Yeah.
People jumped in and were like, oh my god, this is a really, really good show. Like, this is not just a good comedy. This is a good television show. Yeah,
it's quality. It is.
It is. This is a prestige show.
And I became aware of it. I think in the final season when it like swept up at the Emmys.
I think that's what a lot of people
was like, what
back and like, it's like, what is this show? Because I mean, let's face it. You hear the name, it's like, oh, haha. You know, there's a pun joke in there.
Yeah,
and then
a little blue.
Yeah, and then, but that doesn't do any service to what the show really is.
At all.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not. It's the right name for the show. It's the name of the town.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely doesn't suck you in as far as like the name Schitt's Creek doesn't scream this is a really warm prestige.
It doesn't. It almost feels
comedy
like
show. Yeah,
it screams sitcom.
It does. I feel like not knowing anything about the show was like I was kind of putting it like in like the Trailer Park Boys level of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Schitt's Creek. Oh, this is gonna be like the hillbilly thing.
Trash.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, that's not even remotely close.
It's not. No.
But yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it took a while, but I do think that this is held in that same regard. I see shirts in town that I never noticed before.
I see a lot of Rose
Apothecary shirts. Yeah, I've seen those. Right. So, and we're,
and obviously we've got
we're in the Midwest and people wear the merch. So yeah, absolutely.
I think that's why we enjoy it too. Yeah. I think it resonates with people in the Midwest a lot.
I told my sister I was watching it on the channel. She's like, that is one of my favorite shows ever. Like she'd already gone through the whole thing at least once, And
it's weird to think it's a Canadian show.
Yeah, I know, right?
It feels pretty American, honestly. And I don't mean that in any sort of way. I'm just saying it's down home.
We had commenters say that like it's intentionally not saying this is Canada or this is America, right? Yeah. We assume it's set in Canada.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it is. They don't ever say where Schitt's Creek is. They don't say like it's Schitt's Creek in Manitoba. They don't do anything like that.
It's like 7. You're like, where are we?
Yeah, exactly right. Last episode, we had some pretty big stuff, though.
Yeah, big revelations. I mean, so obviously they're trying to expand Rose Motel.
The 2 big ones, right? One of them is Johnny wants to sort of have a multi-location units, right? Absolutely, he wants to grow the business.
And then Stevie's trying to get out,
right?
Which you can't blame her. She's always kind of been the loner in Schitt's Creek, I guess. She's always like, oh, this town's full of hillbillies, and
she's never seemed content with anywhere that she is. She's obviously grown, just like everyone else has, right? She's opened up. She's becoming more friendly. She did a musical, right?
Yeah. Very well too.
Killed it. It's like her character has definitely been on a journey. It's been more subtle than the others because she is a side character, not one of the main characters.
I think she's kind of she's a side character, but I think she has slipped her way in.
She has, but we do episodes where she never shows up.
That's true.
We don't. That doesn't happen with the Roses,
No,
right?
no.
But you're right. She's not a tiny character. She's not Bob.
Roland kind of fell to the side.
He did.
He's kind of grown a little.
Right. I think they've worked Roland in a little bit by having him work at the hotel as their way of kind of getting him back into it.
Yeah.
We see a lot less of Jocelyn, but
really, yeah.
But yeah, we see so much more of Stevie, but her arc has been subtle because she's not one of the main areas of focus. And this change, this idea of like, I finally want to do something to actually try to pursue what's going to make me happy, which is a concept that's never, even thought about with Stevie. It's like, I just always felt like Stevie was one of these people that's just like completely disaffected and it's like, it doesn't matter where I am, I'm going to be bored. You know what I mean? Like sure. there is nothing that's going to impress Stevie really.
Yeah.
And that's not a critique of her. A lot of people have that personality of like,
absolutely, yeah.
Not everybody has to be incredibly passionate about something. And Stevie doesn't strike me as a passionate person, but it's nice to see that she wants to be.
That she is, and that she has some kind of deeper like longing that she wants to achieve. So.
And I think this is going to be a Stevie episode because when I just pulled up the name of it as the job interview, and I'm like, well, who's going for job interviews? Well, it would have to be Stevie, right?
Has to be Stevie.
She's the one who wants to change.
Stevie or Moira.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, I can't imagine Moira going into a job interview. So I'm going to guess Stevie. Yeah. This weekend, we'd like to go ahead and welcome Kate Old, Black Rain 712, Emma Rosen, and Shir Maman. Thanks so much, guys. Welcome to our Patreon. We're very, very happy you're here with us.
Black Rain. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date all the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. As Joe mentioned, we just wrapped Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, and we're starting The Good Place.
Oh, yeah.
We're about to wrap up Schitt's Creek, and we're not 100% sure what to replace it with. So if you folks have any suggestions, we don't want a wild departure, right? We don't want to replace...
Same ballpark.
Right. We don't want to replace Schitt's Creek with The Wire.
Yeah,
we're gonna do The Wire, but not as a replacement to Schitt's Creek.
We were considering Modern Family. If that doesn't work, something in that ballpark. We want some options here.
Right. We want another good family-centered comedy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be family-centered, but a good domestic kind of comedy. Certainly a feel-good one that's not going to like be all cringe all the way through. I don't want to.
Yeah, the cringe is tough sometimes.
Yeah, I loved watching Pen 15. But man, I was in some flop sweats sometimes watching that. So something in this vein.
Yeah.
We are doing 30 Rock also as a Patreon exclusive. So if you do join our Patreon, you are going to have to sync and watch it along on your own streaming service device. You're only going to see and hear us.
Just these two mugs.
That's right. All right. Oh, and for those of you with us on Patreon, Christmas is next Monday, but Joe and I are going to double up throughout the week and put in some extra hours, so there will still be shows going up on Christmas. We're not going to have any delays.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, right. I'm sure that's what they were on pins and needles for. Is what if I can't see Joe and Kevin on Christmas?
I don't want to see my family.
All right, we're going to get this one started, guys.
I can see you. Can you see me?
Finally! How many days has it been?
Yeah, sorry about that. We ended up having to extend our research trip.
Dad, stop making me jealous of turtles.
Tortoises. But I do have to tell you...
Been all alone and lonely. Oh my god, David! Knock much? Okay, we're celebrating our anniversary. Can you give us some privacy, please?
Kids, just want to let you know I'm taking the car this morning.
Everyone get out, please. I haven't seen my boyfriend in like 8 days.
And I haven't seen my furry fandies for weeks.
What's going on?
I need you to help me put together an outfit.
Yeah.
So does that mean you're officially leaving the motel?
No, just, I don't know. I'm just, trying to see what's out there.
Okay. Larry Air sounds like a dollar store perfume.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
It does. Larry is the name of the CEO. I get to travel, see the world.
Mm-hmm. You know that I was once told that I would make an
Paid
excellent flight
very
attendant?
well, too.
Oh, I just think if it's between the two of us, we all know who's getting the job.
Oh, okay. Why don't you come with me then?
If all goes to plan, we should be able to move forward even without Stevie. I want you to know, Johnny, I am not going to abandon you.
Proposal is excellent.
Oh, that sounds good.
Unfortunately, we couldn't offer the loan at this time.
Look, there must be something we can do here.
God.
I ran a major business for 30 years.
Yeah, look at the way this guy bounced back from total financial ruin.
We don't offer faith-based loans.
Okay,
That's
I
funny.
did not want to play this card, but I will. I am the mayor. Okay, did I mention I went steady with your mom?
Unfortunately, you did.
Okay, then I'm out. I got nothing.
It's a turtle.
Alexis, turtles do not pat Meg.
It's like
Poor
a Yoda.
things are riddled with a myriad of diseases.
All the blogs about successful long-term relationships say that the key is creating shared experiences.
Oh, dear.
I will but feign surprise when he tells me he's secured a hefty loan to initiate our imminent connecting departure from this lengthy layover.
These are Patrick's clothes, so you might want to tell that to my fiance's face.
This is the way Patrick's
Very
was actually.
recent improvements. I feel like I'm flying on the Concorde.
You can leave. I'm fine to do this on my own.
How will I get the job if I leave now, though?
Screw you,
Why don't
Larry.
we go
Yeah.
around and I'll have each of you state your name and tell us what you consider your biggest weakness.
Ooh.
A Stevie Bud, and
You ever done one of these?
say my
Yeah.
biggest weakness is I'm indecisive.
Yes.
He's really honest.
Yeah.
Would we consider loyalty a weakness? If not, I'm also really honest.
I'm just gonna put down chatty.
David is definitely
He's
not going to
definitely
get this
chatty.
job. Yeah.
Yeah. Is loyalty a weakness?
Yeah, she said
Dumb
apparently
thing to say.
Johnny doesn't have enough assets.
Yeah, and the problem is, how do you get assets without the loan? Bob, you know, he was very interested in
Lululemon.
that bagel
Yeah.
business a while ago, and this is a much stronger idea.
I didn't leave anything behind when I popped by earlier, did I?
I don't think so, but if you tell me what you lost, I can ask George if anyone turned it in.
Bury him.
Turtles are actually kind of like huge health hazards. So when did you last see him?
Okay, it's been weeks.
I was lost there
The
too,
slowest
actually.
animal
Yeah.
on Earth escaped from me. That can't not be a bad sign.
My mom had a turtle dove that was eaten by her ex-fiance's snake. Who knows? Maybe you'll be pleasantly surprised by how much closer this brings the two of you.
Thank you,
Neither
Carol.
one of those things is right.
Nope.
You can move her.
That
That's it.
Yeah.
was a great example
Thank you.
of what not to do. No seat changes. And
Oh, okay.
complimentary is not in our corporate vocabulary. I regret to inform you, you will not be asked to continue the process.
This is so embarrassing. I thought you said David Rose. So it might just be easier if we all just moved forward into the next round.
I think it's best if you wait in the hall.
Hopefully, Gwen will be here soon.
Oh, we don't have to wait for Gwen.
Oh, I think we do. Moira, we're not supposed to be discussing investment opportunities at the table, no matter how lucrative they might be.
You're not subtle.
I might as well just come clean. Gwen's not coming. Let's see. She told me, you know, she said, I like bad boys. And now she's holed up with our minister. Gwen and Parson Jim, they're after the house.
Did Carol embarrass herself by sending me away in front of everybody? Absolutely.
You are such a sore loser.
Do you really want to work for a place that clearly doesn't know what they're doing?
Oh,
I actually kind of agree with
really-
it. They do
a lot
seem
of
like
it's
a
a bad
trash
one.
airline.
I would love to use one of Larry Ayer's completely private new paid toilets. I don't know why
Paid
they have to
toilets?
stress completely private.
Mr. Mullins has arranged a limo for you. If you could please come with me.
How do I know this isn't like an abduction or something?
It's not
Yeah.
an abduction.
The other member of your party has already been seated.
It's on the laptop. This is really sweet.
I miss Ted.
I do too. He's a very thoughtful guy.
Oh, hi.
Ted, what is this?
Hi.
Well, I couldn't let our anniversary go without a celebration.
I'm just so happy to see your face.
Me too.
But, I just got off the phone with Betty Turkstra. She sold the place.
We have big news. If you're referring to the bath time video Gwen posted.
No. Well, we bought the motel.
What?
We are buying into the business.
No,
So
part-
Say
Roland's
hello
gonna be
to
a
your
partner.
new
Yeah.
business partners.
Yeah.
And we will make this work.
Yes.
We'll make it work. Thank
Okay,
you. Thank you, Roland.
All right.
So it looks some. Yeah, there's a couple different ways we can go here now.
Yeah. If you take this on face value as far as the end goes, it looks like we are going for Stevie's kind of out at the motel and Roland's kind of in as the business partner.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know or care really what that means in terms of how you split like ownership and everything, because Stevie still does own the hotel.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of the day-to-day of the show, you probably see more Roland now than Stevie, really, don't you think?
I would imagine so, especially if she's off being a flight attendant or...
Oh, yeah. If she's actually being a flight attendant, she would be gone for stretches.
I know. And it's weird.
I don't know.
I wonder what the actor who plays Ted was really up to, because we only saw him on a Skype call.
Right.
I don't know if he's actually like off on another project or if this is just the way it's written for the show.
Right.
It could be a set. You know what I mean?
They could have very well at the end of the last season or at some point just like, we're going to sit you down and shoot all these Skype scenes for the whole season. And yeah, he could have just been off doing something else.
But it's interesting. I think if we get less Stevie now, then it's a choice to not have Ted in the show. Then it's not just him busy with something else. I think it's like, all right, we're going to have you on Skype only because you're in the Galapagos. And if they are going to start pulling characters out of the main cast, that's interesting.
It is. I don't like the idea of losing Stevie.
I don't either, though. That's the thing. I don't want to see less of her. I like her a lot, and I liked, where we left off with her last season.
I mean, obviously, that's just a guess.
We're just speculating.
Right. Yep. That's if she becomes a flight attendant, it seems reasonable that would mean that she's with us less. She's in Schitt's Creek less.
Yes.
But who knows? This strikes me as the kind of thing where it could almost be like Moira's movie, where it's like she should get up and go to her first day of work, and the airline's been shut down. You know what I mean?
Well,
because of the kind of airline it seems to be.
Larry Air.
Yeah, Larry Air might not actually make it. Which kind of forces her back into Schitt's Creek looking for something else, or back to the hotel or the motel. You never know.
Yeah. And I think Johnny will always have a spot for her.
Yeah, of course.
She's good.
Right. I think our takeaway from this really is that it gets Roland more involved in the day-to-day of the hotel, so we might get more Chris Elliott for the rest of the season on the final season, which I would appreciate.
I mean, he's in most episodes, I guess,
right?
Which is it's great. Roland
he's a lot of fun.
How would you describe Roland?
He is he's like an untrained pet, right? He's really lovable, right? Yeah. But he doesn't realize that he has no self-awareness
at all.
He's the dog that runs up because sees you, who's been outside, and shakes mud and dirt all over everything you own.
Yeah,
and to run up and hug you.
Yeah,
you know,
he's so lovable.
Yeah, he's
so
lovable,
innocent, but ridiculous.
He just has no clue that he's just a walking train wreck a lot of the time.
So he invested in this hotel business,
which is really, I think, I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either, but the whole point is his whole investment was because if it's good enough for Bill Gates, it's good enough for me.
It just shows out.
Hilarious.
and you expect that from him, but you would think Jocelyn would have.
She's a teacher.
Would have been smart enough to pick up on the fact that was all just part of a pitch.
She teaches children.
I know, like Jocelyn, come on, man.
I know.
You really didn't understand the shot there.
But
how about Bob?
Oh my God,
that was funny, but that was like the darkest comedy I think we've had on the show in 6 seasons.
He's gonna lose his house.
His wife left him.
For a pastor
is having an affair with the pastor, who's gonna, and the two of them together are going to basically kick him out of his house in the divorce settlement.
And he's wearing all leather.
He's wearing all leather. Yeah, he's having a midlife crisis to kind of like win his wife back.
I wonder whose idea that was, because. Hats off to you. That's hilarious.
It is a really funny way to highlight Bob a little bit now too, because I think one of the reasons we have gotten less Bob, in the last like 2 seasons is we've kind of played him out. He's I've enjoyed him, but he's kind of a one-note character, and that one note is really similar to Roland's one note. A local guy with a complete lack of self-awareness who always manages to say the wrong thing, right? Even whether he's meaning to be obnoxious or whether it's an accident, he is very similar to Roland.
Yeah,
and I like the idea of completely changing him up into something else because if I can have Bob and Roland doing exactly the same thing, just give me more Roland.
I would take Roland.
I would take more. I mean, Chris Elliott's a legend, man, and he's so good. And it's not a slight to the actor playing Bob, but it just seems redundant to have the same character twice.
And so sure, of course.
And this gives an opportunity for Bob to be around, but more of like a lost sad sack kind of, having his midlife crisis Bob, which I think is a lot of fun in terms of potential you can do with that.
A sad sack Bob, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, that was great, wasn't it?
I hope he keeps the outfit. I hope it's leather Bob.
Oh, I hope he has an earring in another episode.
Oh my God! You know what I mean?
An
earring, Mr. T style.
He dyes his hair. Yeah, I mean, I'd love for him to show up all Bob Barker black hair.
One more season of this. let's go for it. Yeah, right. Let's go for it.
We're in the last season. Let's let Bob's freak flag fly as he kind of deals with his changing life.
Bob's freak flag. Put that on a t-shirt.
Right. I was honestly impressed that I got through that in my head. Like, I didn't screw that up. I kind of thought we were going to see a little bit of cracks in Ted and Alexis's relationship. I thought that was the point of him being gone here, and I could not have been more wrong. They seem to be really on solid ground.
They don't really, oh my gosh, they don't really like foreshadow. I mean, they do some foreshadowing, I guess, but they don't really telegraph what they're going to be showing. Down the road, you know
they never have, right? There's nothing has felt inevitable on this show.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, so they could break up, they could not break up.
Yeah,
you could come back, you could stay there. I don't know.
Like, at this point, anything's game. But again, I will stick by this. The one thing I absolutely don't think will happen is I don't think they're going to get married this year, because that would be two.
Yeah, we're getting one marriage. I think we're getting one wedding.
Yeah, I think David and Patrick will be it. So I don't know if they're still together, but no way. Both kids get married in the last season.
I just don't want the season to end.
Yeah, I mean, we've still got 11. We have like 11 episodes left. It's a big chunk still.
Yeah.
But excuse me. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see where everybody's going, because it looks like we are playing into this. Feels like a final season.
It feels,
you
like
know what I mean. The way this is going, yeah, it does.
The wrap up is begun.
Right. Stevie's kind of a really good indicator of the fact that people are making big changes. Ted being gone, people are making big changes.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bob here, Roland buying into the hotel,
yeah.
the inevitable wedding of Patrick and David. I feel, the reemergence of the Crows movie.
Yes.
The growing business for Johnny. I agree with you. I think we are headed towards a show that feels like it wrapped up right.
That's what the Stevie storyline and the David and Patrick storyline really are there for.
I think so too, right?
I think the beginning of the end.
I think even Ted being gone is the first step of that. It's like things are going to change for these characters, you know.
So maybe it is a choice that he's actually off the show then, because it's not him like on another project and like, here you go, Skype.
But yeah, it might just be like, we need to start showing that these people are going to be moving forward in their lives in a way that is unexpected, or a way that we want them to, or they want to. And that everything's not going to stay static forever like a typical sitcom does.
Yeah.
And Ted going to the Galapagos really feels like a first step in that. Then Patrick and David getting engaged feels like a logical step in that, and so on. So I think where the characters are right now is setting up that they're going to be in completely different places at the end of the show than they were at the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get some big changes.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't either. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.